So we got a call from our customer saying that one of their wall light fittings had blown, and is there anything that we could do to repair it? We said we'd have a look because this is something we do offer. We have done probably half a dozen fittings in the past, a couple of which we've done videos for as well and got them working again. And although this one wasn't as intricate as some of the ones previously we've done, it was still one of two fittings, and obviously you're not going to be able to get any more, so they were kind of hoping at least this one could be repaired so it'd be a matching set again. So as usual, we took it apart and got into it. With most fittings, just a case of breaking them down to try and see how they all come apart so you can recable them. This was a shorted cable when it needed replacing, but this is always the worst part because most of these have got really intricate necks and stems to them, so when you're pulling a cable through, you really need to pull it through on the existing cable. If it snaps, you've got almost no chance of bringing another one through again. So we used our tie-on method and made double sure because if it breaks, that's pretty much it, so you've got to be definitely sure it's going to go on. There's always little things to consider when you do these as well. For example, putting these little collars on, you've got to make sure they can twist and thread on without twisting the cables, because otherwise they'll just corkscrew themselves and short themselves out again before you've even finished. You just have to take your time with it, make sure you're being super careful, and make sure you remember all the components when you're putting it back together again. Once the worst part is done, it's not too bad then. It's a case of just putting together any sort of generic lamp fitting a lot of the time. Got to remember to obviously secure the earth as well, because that's an additional component with a very small grub screw, so again you've got to just be super careful with that not to lose it. Then there's little things like the little plastic grommet that goes into the back to stop the flexes rubbing against the brass. These are small things, but they will prolong the life of the light fitting. Then once you're done, it's a case of the classic test. I've got a plug top test lead we use for this, so we just plug it in and connect it to the way it goes we've already connected and just make sure it all works before giving it back to the customer, obviously. Little successful thumbs up from me there, but that was it really. It was a nice and simple one. Like I said, thankfully it's really just a case of getting those cables through the tube, because that's definitely the hardest bit. If you fail at that part, then it's pretty much game over. That was the faulty piece of cable inside. When we took it out, it just frayed and touched down to the inside of the fitting. But now we can take it back to site and reconnect it up for the customer, and they've got a matching pair back again, nice and easy. Very happy customer, as it now saves buying 2 new lights. Follow us for more.